In the far south of Africa, there is a place known as the Tip of Africa, where the 2015 All Africa Business Leaders Awards, in partnership with CNBC Africa, continue their narrative of bold leadership across the continent. Marking the 5th anniversary of honoring decision makers in the region, the 2015 AABLA open their Southern Africa chapter now. And now, sit back, relax, and welcome your host for this evening.
Good evening and welcome to the 2015 Southern African All Africa Business Leader Awards in partnership with CNBC Africa. I'm Nozipho Mbanjwa.
I'm Alexander Leibner, and it is my pleasure to host this, the fifth anniversary of the AABLAs.
Ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me great pleasure to welcome the Executive Director of the ABN Group, Bronwyn Nielsen, to officially open tonight's proceedings.
Honourable Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Councillor Parks Tau, His Excellency Kgosi Philani of Bekgatla Bachafela, honoured nominees, fellow judges, captains of industry, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We're now into the 5th year and have become the most credible Business Leaders Awards on the African continent. We face some serious challenges on the continent today. African economies are not insulated from global volatility, particularly China, the United States, and other developed economies. The period ahead is going to call for exceptional leadership. The captains we honour tonight are ordinary men and women that have taken extraordinary decisions in the face of both challenges and opportunities to bring glory to their organizations and to the people that they lead. Africa is an incredibly exciting opportunity. Right now, the continent is home to more than 1.1 billion people, and that is expected to grow to 2 billion by 2050. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to celebrate African corporate leadership. As we anxiously await the verdict of the judges, I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate all our finalists tonight. From where I stand, the nominations themselves are a validation of excellence. On behalf of our founder and vice chairman, Mr. Rakesh Wahi, our group managing director, Mrs. Roberta Naika, and the management and staff of the ABN Group, I'd like to thank every one of you for all your support, and we look forward to building these partnerships over the years to come. Thank you very much for being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me great pleasure to welcome to the AABLA stage Honourable Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Councillor Parks Tau, to deliver tonight's keynote address.
One of the tasks that I've been given as the host of the AfriCities conference at the end of this year, where all the leaders of local government would be meeting in Johannesburg, is to initiate a conversation amongst the large cities and strategic cities on the African continent. The idea being that we should be able to sit with the Governor General, the new Governor General of Lagos, the Mayor of Addis Ababa, Cairo, the Mayor of Nairobi, the Mayor of Casablanca, and all other strategic cities on the continent, but also other cities and parts of the continent that would be strategic for commercial and economic development, to have a conversation about what we can do to help support business interface and interaction, but also to provide the infrastructure that would enable such commercial ventures to prosper and grow on the African continent. One of the discussions we've been having with the JSE is about how do we attract businesses from across the continent to list on the JSE, even as a secondary listing, as opposed to, of course, choosing to list in Europe or America. The city of Johannesburg has committed itself to ensuring that we are able to improve the quality of infrastructure in our city, to do three things that we think are crucial to grow and prosper our city and to ensure that it remains the commercial capital of this country and indeed the continent. We should invest in infrastructure to ensure that we achieve redress in areas and in communities that have not had access to adequate infrastructure. We should secondly invest in infrastructure in a manner that recapitalizes aging infrastructure in our city. And thirdly, we should invest in infrastructure for the future of our city, infrastructure that would support growth and development in our city. Then not only are we committed to ensuring that we provide the infrastructure that enables those businesses and entrepreneurs that are pioneering in the work that you do to continue doing the work that you do, but we're placing a lot of emphasis and effort in cultivating a new set of entrepreneurs, this through partnerships with the University of Johannesburg and Resolution Circle there, with the University, Wits University, this in partnership with business, the banking industry, who have enabled us to facilitate support programs for small enterprises and creating initiatives that support small enterprises and incubating new entrepreneurs, particularly in new areas of opportunity such as the green economy and areas such as information technology. Thank you very much.
That's a very big thank you to the Honourable Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Councillor Park Stow, of course reminding us of the role that future cities will be playing in the African landscapes. They are, of course, the engines of economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are here to applaud Southern Africa's business leaders who have displayed boldness and rare character. Regional winners will compete for the ultimate title of Africa's business icon in their sector at the Black Tie All Africa Business Leaders Awards finale on November 13th, hosted by Bakgatla Bachafela, where the ultimate trailblazers of the African business are named and commended for their part in the continent's success. Let's discover, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit more about how the finale and their hosts come together.
The Bakgatla Bachafela is a community of over 350,000 people in the northwest province of South Africa, and the region is well known for its rich mining, agricultural and tourism resources. The Bakgatla Bachafela Traditional Authority represents the interests of the community and acts in support of the chief, Kgosi Nyalala MJ Pilane. The primary objective of the authority is to develop strategies and implement projects aimed at the economic and social development of the region and its people.
I must first explain that according to our approach, the focus is not only on the mineral reserves or resources. We want to sell the concept that land on its own is a resource. And it could be a resource in either mineral resources, but there could also be agriculture, there could also be tourism. So all these together, it's an opportunity. Therefore, every country, every rural community that has got land, already they've got the base that they can start off on with. So I think the AABLA Awards are an opportunity for us. We saw it as something that we could use to strengthen what we have already started, which is the development of the region. And therefore, if there are awards, obviously we would like to see that our people eventually in the future, they can become part of this, because that is the encouraging part of it and motivation for our people to become the best people in both business and economy.
Once again this year, the AABLA has shortlisted deserving talent in the 2015 Young Business Leader of the Year Southern Africa category. And once again this year, the judges have had to come to a final agonizing decision as to who would take the 2015 title. Let's see what they had to say.
Whether it is through invention or the type of job creation that they have done and achieved, we are looking for young people And in this category, we're quite excited because we were able to get quite good nominations, and it is amazing what young people do.
And I would like to call upon Quinton Scholes, Group Head of Sales, Ralph Nyarenda, Head of Finance of the ABN Group, and His Excellency Kgosi Philane of Bakgatla Bachafela to assist in announcing the 2015 Young Business Leader of the Year Southern Africa winner.
The finalists for the 2015 Young Business Leader of the Year, Southern Africa. Ashley Ace, MD and founder, Medical Diagnostic. John Nikolakakis, CEO, Romans Pizza Group. Sylvester Chauke, founder and chief architect, DNA Brand Architects.
In no particular order, Ashley Ace and John Nikolakis.
Ladies and gentlemen, as they come up, Ashley Ace is a scientist turned businessman and is the managing director of Real World Diagnostics. The hard work he put into getting his BSc honors and attending the Wits Business School and UCT Graduate School of Business, accompanied with dedication, has helped change and shape the medical industry with innovation in manufacturing cost-effective, high-quality medical kits. This is ACE's first AABLA nomination, and ladies and gentlemen, this is ACE's first win. But unfortunately, he could not be with us this evening.
We'll be accepting that award on his behalf. But John Nikolakakis has been at the helm of one of South Africa's largest pizza chains for 12 years. His BCom honors in financial management gave him a strong backing to develop and grow the community around him by expanding his brand from 28 stores to 148 and helping to build and encourage the people around him to grow by giving them the opportunities to strive for more and own their own franchise. This is Nikolakakis' first AABLA nomination and win. Please raise the roof for tonight's Young Business Leader winner.
Wow. Thank you. CNBC Africa, ABN Group, I'd like to thank you for recognizing African leadership and entrepreneurship. I think it's amazing what you're doing. To manage and or grow a business takes a lot of sacrifice, and honestly, no one individual can do it on his or her own. So I'd just briefly like to thank our franchisees, our partners, our employees. Without them, Romans Pizza would never have grown to the degree that it has. Over and above that, thank you to my family, and thank you to my baby girl. Daddy's so sorry he's always on the telephone. Thank you. I'm in shell shock. I still can't believe it. I'm a cafe owner by nature. We grew up in the restaurants. Never imagined that this day would come. Never dreamt of it. Never even thought about it. Very honored that CNBC Africa acknowledges African leadership and entrepreneurship specifically. I do believe the continent is in dire need of young business leaders and specifically entrepreneurs. It is the only way we could potentially solve the unemployment problem and create more jobs.
That's a big congratulations to John and Ace. The following 4 finalists for the 2015 Entrepreneur of the Year Southern Africa are all nominated for an AABLA for the very first time. Their products and services have touched each of our lives directly or even indirectly. They've put their own money, families, and even reputations on the line to make their businesses of today a reality. Before we review tonight's finalists, a word from our category sponsor.
Well, CRVS is a subsidiary of Brimstone Investment Corporation. I'm chairman of CRVS and as well as of Brimstone Investment Corporation. And you know, in Brimstone, we started our company 20 years ago. And CRVS is one of our investments that we've had for a while. Entrepreneurship is about passion, it's about innovation, it's about the art of possibility, it's about being positive, it's about encouraging other people to work hard, to be successful. So those are all captured in entrepreneurship. And I think the more we celebrate other people's success and other entrepreneurs' success, the more positive we'll be in our whole society.
In this, the 5-year anniversary of the AABLA, let's take a look at what the judges have had to say about the 2015 Entrepreneur of the Year Southern Africa category presented by Sea Harvest.
An entrepreneur must be brave, audacious, push boundaries, and also be prepared to disrupt the industry that he or she operates in. In most instances, entrepreneurs need stamina and self-belief to navigate through tough times. We look for a person who is passionate about changing tomorrow, and more importantly, someone who is capable of changing tomorrow.
Before we announce the 2015 Entrepreneur of the Year Southern Africa, please join us on stage, Vasha Ratu from Sea Harvest, as well as Sid Wahi from ABN to reveal the winner for the 2015 Entrepreneur of the Year.
The finalists for the 2015 Entrepreneur of the Year. Southern Africa. Bram van Heesten, founder Techie Town. Jason Xenopoulos, CEO Native Advertising. Samuel Seif, Chairman Seif Properties. John Nikolakakis, CEO Romans Pizza Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the winner for the 2015 Entrepreneur of the Year Southern Africa is Jason Xenopoulos from Native Advertising.
Jason Xenopoulos is the embodiment of creativity and passion in being the CEO and Chief Creative Officer of Native BML. He showed his passion at an early age when graduating with honors from New York University with a film and television degree. After being involved in all aspects of media over the years, he is now using his skills by developing the South African industry where no challenge is too big for him. This is Xenopoulos' first AABLA nomination, and it is also his first win.
I'm really honored, considering the great business leaders who have been recognized by the AABLAs in the past and the very accomplished nominees this year. I really do feel privileged to receive this award. But it certainly doesn't belong to me alone. It belongs to my loyal and brilliant business partners, without whom Native wouldn't exist, and to the awesome team of Natives who carry the torch every day. As leaders, all of us in this room have a responsibility to envisage a new and better future and to inspire people to follow that way forward. In accepting this award, I accept that responsibility. Thank you. Entrepreneurship is never something that I set out to do. I think it's something that I just kind of was in my blood and is something that I've found myself returning to over and over again. A lot of businesses do fail. I choose not to think about those businesses because every time I have a new idea, if I think about how it'll fail, I'll never try it.
This month, Forbes Women Africa celebrates its 2nd birthday. To celebrate this milestone, CNBC Africa will share the stage with Forbes Women Africa for the following special recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, this recognition is bestowed upon one female business leader by the editor of the magazine who has shown to be a pioneer and worthy of being named Forbes Women Africa Business Woman of the Year. I'd like to call upon Chris Bishop, managing editor of Forbes Africa, to tell us a little bit more about the winner of the special award, and Roberta Naika, the managing director of the ABN Group, Sid Wahi, vice president of the ABN Group, and the chief executive of CNBCAfrica.com, to hand over the award.
Tonight, we're picking another big name, an entrepreneur and philanthropist who has spent decades working in the fertile fields of African business, a strong woman who never backed down in the boardroom and was once quoted in Forbes Africa as saying, "If you want a rubber stamp, go to the post office. So may I give you a clue who we're talking about? But may I call up Roberta Naika, the Managing Director of the ABN Group, to make the announcement.
And the winner of the 2015 Forbes Africa Woman of the Year Award goes to Wendy Applebaum.
I have to tell you, I'm in shock for a number of reasons and absolutely delighted and thrilled. I'm in shock for a number of reasons. Firstly, I thought I was up for an entrepreneurs, not the Woman of the Year award in any way. And rushing home, listened to my messages, and my PA said, have you prepared a speech? A 3-minute speech. I said, are you mad? I haven't done anything. So I think she's about to get fired. And she also told me that I was a finalist in the Philanthropist Award category. So I'm not really absolutely sure what to say, other than I am utterly delighted. When I walked in, I did scribble some notes down on a piece of paper, which really do pertain to philanthropy. But it really is an absolute honor to be South Africa's Woman of the Year, and I thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. A woman whose free-range farming business created over 300 jobs. Another whose dream to create a genuine eating space of her own became a place that thousands would come to love, and an empowered investment company celebrating over 2 decades, led by 2 determined women, make up our finalists in the 2015 Businesswoman of the Year Southern Africa category. Let's see what our judges were looking for.
You know, as we all know, that ultimately businesswomen struggle a bit more than men out there. And so they're always trying to break the glass ceiling. And in essence, we need to recognize the fact that there are a lot of good, successful women out there. And ultimately, in this category in the past, we have not had enough nominations, and that's why in the 1 year we cancelled it. But this year, we've been very pleased that there have been sort of significant number of nominations, and we've got credible, call it finalists. And ultimately, they have been successful as well in their roles as business leaders in the big wide world out there. And have, let's say, beat the odds to be successful.
To assist me with the award for the winner of the 2015 Businesswoman of the Year Southern Africa, please join us on stage, Nola Mashaba, Head of Corporate Communications at the ABN Group.
The finalists for the 2015 Businesswoman of the Year, Southern Africa. Jean Groenewald, MD, Elgin Free Range Chickens. Natasha Sideris, founder and managing executive, Tasha's. Louisa Mujela, founder, and Gloria Serobi, CEO, Withhold.
And the winner for the 2015 Businesswoman of the Year, Southern Africa, is Louisa Mujela and Gloria Serobe of Withhold.
This joint victory of 2 like-minded, powerful women whose main goal is to empower black females have showcased the success of powerful and empowered women. From financial services to mining resources, the Group Chief Executive Officer have built their industries for the growth of women everywhere. This is Majola and Seroba's first AABLA nomination and win.
So it is with great honor and pleasure and gratitude, really, that we are receiving this award. I think as we stand here, we not only representing ourselves as Gloria, we represent also, or congratulate also, or we are also on behalf of the Withhold founders, the Withhold founding directors, one of whom is Wendy Applebaum, who was earlier on the stage, so you can see that Withhold has a buzz. 3 people in one day. So with those short words, let me hand over to Gloria, but thank you very much. This is really appreciated.
I have to say my only regret is that they look so stunning in these ball gowns. We celebrated 20 years last year and we had a lot of dresses. If they told us we would look like that. And WIPOL celebrates that. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. I think on a serious note, especially for this continent, there has got to be a different way of doing business. And that way means include women. There's a lot to transform. You need all hands on deck. And you need all manner of innovation and creativity. And I think women are not keen to be passengers. When you allow just a little space to come into the room, we do what gets done, which is to work hard and make a difference for this continent. Thank you very much.
Women were not part of the mainstream financial services or financial independence. And therefore, part of the reasons that we felt that we must create a company such as WIPOL, because WIPOL stands for Women Investment Portfolio Holding. It was primarily to say men are doing it for themselves, and it's not like they are inviting us, to come and join this party. So we'll crush it, and we'll make sure that we do things our own way for the benefit of women of this country, as well as for the benefit of the women in the continent, because
it's business at the end of the day. And business only deals with success, great ideas on what to make it work. And so our only form of entrenchment is that we have to go to show this excellence. We've got to show more merit than our male counterparts, because you are doing it for the rest of you. And that's the only language that business understands.
It's time for a short ad break. When we return...
And the winner of the 2015 Philanthropist of the Year, Southern Africa.
And the winner of the 2015 Lifetime Achiever Award, Southern Africa.
And the winner for the 2015 Business Leader of the Year, Southern Africa is...
The winner is of the Industrialist of the Year Award, Southern Africa.
The importance of these awards is actually to encourage business leaders to do more.
Down to the final 4 awards for the evening. Now, the next 2 categories are 2 new categories added to the AABLA this year, namely Philanthropist of the Year and Industrialist of the Year. The AABLA has always been about recognizing leadership on the continent, not only for the part they play in growing economies, but also for what they give back and what they leave as their legacy. The Philanthropist of the Year category completes the AABLA lineup. Let's see what our judges were looking for in the category of 2015 Philanthropist of the Year, Southern Africa.
AABLA rewards leadership, and therefore leadership in philanthropy, it is appropriate that we should also reward that. The philanthropy category is an exciting addition to the AABLA Awards because it leaves a legacy.
To assist me with the award for the winner of the 2015 Philanthropist of the Year, Southern Africa, please welcome once again on stage Executive Director of the ABN Group, Bronwyn Nielsen.
The finalists for the 2015 Philanthropist of the Year. Southern Africa. Solly Noor, Solly and Zora Foundation. Wendy Ackerman, Ackerman Foundation. the Applebaum Foundation.
And the winner of the 2015 Philanthropist of the Year Southern Africa is Wendy Ackerman from the Ackerman Foundation.
Ladies and gentlemen, from a young age, Mrs. Wendy Ackerman wanted to help build the community and taught English. Later, she took things a little bit further and started trust funds to help educate students from all over the country with bursaries for tertiary education. She's also recognized as one of the biggest contributors to environmental conservation. This is Ackerman's first AABLA nomination, and this is Ackerman's first win.
To AABLA, CNBC, thank you so much for this honor. Philanthropy, I don't see as something that you write a check for. I see philanthropy as something that you reach out to people and help people in need. And I accept this honor for all these NGOs and the other philanthropists that aren't recognized. There is such amazing work going on in South Africa. People say a drop in the ocean. From my own experience, I can say that drop in the ocean has become a stream, almost a river. It's absolutely amazing what is going on in communities, how people are giving up their lives and working with previously deprived people. And I just hope that all these little green sprigs that people talk about are going to blossom and benefit our country and our continent. Thank you so much. I go out into the townships, I go out into the country, and I see the work being done. A lot of work needs to be done. People need to be trained. And it's, never mind writing checks, that's unimportant. It's the training, it's the people with experience giving help and guidance to the people who are inexperienced. And for me, that's what philanthropy is about.
So the second of our two newest AABLA categories is the 2015 Industrialist of the Year, Southern Africa, and represents a visionary of business who has participated in the beneficiation of raw material, manufacturing, or enriching infrastructure. There's no doubt that this category is an employment creator and economic contributor and forms a cornerstone for the future of African business. Let's hear from our category sponsor.
IDC is a government-owned entity established in 1940 as a development finance institution, primarily to help support, create, establish, expand new industries in South Africa, but also into the rest of the continent. And we partnered with CNBC and their awards because we see that as a good platform to tell African stories, to recognize the achievers, where as a continent we don't tell our stories more, but also we don't expose those people who are doing well. And I think for us, because our mandate covers the rest of the African continent, it just makes perfect sense that we associate ourselves with AABLA. We chose to sponsor the industrialist category of the year because it resonates well with us as IDC. We're an industrial development corporation, and as part of our normal activities is to help finance, fund, discover those industrialists. So here's an opportunity. Those that have been identified, not necessarily by us, but those are doing well as industrialists in the continent, we want them to be given an opportunity to be showcased.
As our newest category in an ever-emerging industry, the winner for the 2015 Industrialist of the Year Southern Africa category has been selected by our panel of judges. To assist me with the award for the winner of the 2015 Industrialist of the Year Southern Africa, please join us on stage Chris Bishop, Chief Editor of Forbes Africa, and Matsubani Kwinana, Senior Account Manager from the IDC.
Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the evening. And the winner is of the Industrialist of the Year Award Southern Africa, Mr. Rahmat Thomas of Chic Shoes.
With a mission to create shoes for her clientele that embodies timeless elegance and fulfill aspiration, Rahmat Thomas focuses on developing elegance and creativity by blending innovation and the tradition of shoemaking while representing the fulfillment of dreams and fantasy. She believes that giving back to the community is imperative, as simple acts of humanity can change the world. This is Thomas's first AABLA nomination and win.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great honor to stand here in front of all of you. Some of you have got the amount of experience that we can still learn about. Chic Shoes is a very young company, and it's not here just by its own self. We had the support of so many out there. First of all, I want to say thank you to AABLA, also to our financiers and sponsors, IDC, all our suppliers out there, my husband and my family, everyone at Chic Shoes. Without you, this would not have been possible. So thank you, and I salute all of you as business leaders. We can only grow and make a better future for everyone out there. Thank you so much.
This award is giving all of the people that has won awards here the ability to even go further, to help and strengthen the growth of the economy. And also for Chic Shoes and its family, because we call Chic Shoes as a family business. For the entire family of Chic Shoes, we feel that within Chic Shoes, we want to have our own entrepreneurs arising one of these days, and to grow the business so that we can leave the legacy behind for the younger generation to come.
It must have been very difficult for the AABLA judging panel to select a winner from this year's formidable group of talented individuals, great business people, all of them. These are undoubtedly leaders who are very proud to be called Business Leader of the Year, Southern Africa. Let's hear from our category sponsor.
Bosch is very honored to be part of the All African Business Leaders Awards. Recognizing African leaders is for us of utmost importance to further encourage innovation, ingenuity and resourcefulness at the continent. The young generation needs positive role models. Africa is on the rise, and we are proud to be part of the current economical and social developments. With regard to Africa, we see the continent as an important growth market. We are on expansion course. We are with own presence in 9 countries as to date, and we want to grow further. Africans today are entrepreneurial, innovative, and they know best how to provide solutions that cater the real needs in the diverse African markets. The scope of visionary, creative, and useful solutions is clearly demonstrated by the AABLA nominees. African leaders see opportunities where others see challenges. Africa business leaders have largely contributed to the Africa is rising perception, and they continue to do so.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the judges' insights into what makes the 2015 Business Leader of the Year presented by Bosch.
Yeah, as you know, Business Leader is the most important category of the entire AABLA Awards. So it's very important to look at beyond just a successful businessman or woman. So in reality, we look at what we would call a role model. We would look at the actual contribution that that individual gives back to their respective communities, and also in terms of being a trusted business advisor out there, which is critical in terms of the overall factors we look at.
As one does well, it's incredibly important to give back to the environment and the communities that one comes from and works within. Sustainability on so many different levels has to be a key focus for Business Leader of the Year, because leadership is not just about leading your organization successfully from a numbers perspective, but it's also about the values you and your organization stand for and execute on. We look for a person who is passionate about creating a better world, who cares deeply, and who importantly gives generously of their time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please may I call upon Roberta Naika, Managing Director of the ABN Group once more, and Michael Kloss, CEO of Bosch South Africa, to assist with announcing the winner of this award. And as they come up, ladies and gentlemen, these are the finalists in the Business Leader of the Year Southern Africa category presented by Bosch.
The finalists for the 2015 Business Leader of the Year. Southern Africa. Edward Kieswetter, CEO, Alexander Forbes. Johan van Zyl, CEO, Sanlam Limited. Caesar Ngebulana, Chairman, Billion Group.
And the winner for the 2015 Business Leader of the Year, Southern Africa, is Mr. Johan van Zyl, Sanlam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Johan van Zyl, the Chief Executive Officer of Sanlam, is the epitome of experience and professionalism. Holding a PhD in economics and a BSc in agriculture, Mr. van Zyl has been unstoppable with his drive to succeed. The local Cape Town-born man has been at the forefront of developing international and local brands into the powerhouses that they are today. This is Van Zyl's first AABLA nomination and his first AABLA win.
One doesn't start in business to get awards, and in my own case, very unlikely to get there. I started off life as growing up on a farm. I went to a farm school where we had 7 different classes in one room. I think the best year we had in the school, we had 30 kids in the school. And not a great teacher, and so my mother actually said, I can come back farming, but I have to go and study. So not a great start to life. And then, of course, liked the university so much, became an academic and ran the university eventually. And when I joined business and made the decision to start business, on the day I joined Sanlam, the share price fell 5%. Because of my joining. And one of the guys who work for me now actually said, it's funny, Johan will be here for a while. He's an academic and then we'll see somebody else. I've stayed for a long time, so it's been a great run. And you often ask yourself, why? Why? What has happened? Now, first of all, you need a lot of luck when you run a business. The business people here would recognize that. A colleague of mine tells the story to say, we wanted to appoint a broker, and as you know, a broker needs luck. Yeah, they have to be lucky, otherwise you have to fire your broker. And we put in this advertisement, and the story goes that we had 150 applications, and the HR manager said, so we'll interview them, it will take about a month, and we'll find the best candidate. So the manager said, no, we need a lucky person, reached forward, pulled one application from the hip and said, this guy is lucky. He's going to have the job. And a lot of what has happened has to be luck. But you're lucky essentially because of the people around you. And in my own case, I have my wife here, Christelle. She's given up her own career. For half our lives together, she earned much more money than I did. As I was an academic in agriculture. She was one in engineering, and they got paid more. So it's thank you for giving that up, Christelle, and taking care of things at home. And the other woman in my life, my secretary, who manages my program. And she decides on who I should see and who I shouldn't. And looking back now over the last 13, 14 years, it worked pretty well. So she deserves an accolade. But it's really about the people. Our business, insurance, is about people. That is where the difference comes. We make a massive promise. We take your money. The promise usually goes, give us your money now when you're alive, and when you're dead, we'll pay you back. So you're not even there to see it. It's a massive promise. And that promise is only as good as the people. So I've been blessed with having great people around me, a great team that has been driving things, and that makes you lucky in the end. That makes you lucky. And as in business, you need those kinds of things. We've also been lucky in being in a massive continent at the right time. In Sanlam, I've always said we struggle to send people from Cape Town to Joburg, never mind into Africa. And so our first step was to, start doing a little bit more here in Joburg. It worked well. And that made us look a bit further north. And it's people like, CNBC and others that brings the potential of our continent, this massive, latent potential, buying power, talent, people, into homes, not only across Africa, but also through the magazines, the ABN group that we've heard, into, places where people have money, where they invest. Thank you to you guys. You've made it worthwhile. You've made it possible. Africa worked well for Sanlam, but hopefully we also work well for them. So thank you for this. It's been great to have it, and undeserved, because it really belongs to other people. Thank you. Well, I don't see it as mine. I see it as a team effort. I mean, I've been very lucky, and I've said it also when accepting the award. You have to be lucky, and my main part of being lucky is I had excellent people around me. I don't come from a business background. I'm an academic with a farm background, a farming background, and also in education in farming. So I'm not an actuary, I'm not an accountant, I'm none of these. So I would say it's not deserved. I think, when you get these sort of tumultuous times like what we have now, it's actually good for business because it weeds out the weaklings. It's a bit like nature, and coming from a farm background, you need a bit of tough times. You need a drought to get the strongest, the people who know to step up to the plate, to get the fly-by-nights out of the system, the sustainability out there. And I always think, and this is what is great about the business, we've tried to create a sustainable business, not only focusing on the money, but also on the sustainability side, making a difference. So that in these tough times, we can actually do better, because on a relative basis, in good times, with wind from behind, virtually everybody does well. And, that is when, you actually get the separation between the good and the bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take a moment to charge your glasses and reserve these for after the final award of the night. Our ultimate award pays tribute to those who have made a remarkable impact on their industry and country over the period of a lifetime. The All Africa Business Leaders Awards judges identified a leader from Southern Africa with exceptional character. This bold and celebrated award goes to an individual who has contributed to business growth, innovation, and development, creating the highest quality product and services over a lifetime. But now, let's hear from our category sponsor.
The Gauteng Growth and Development Agency, it's an agency of the Gauteng provincial government, and through it we are able to look at issues like trade and investment, the linkages with other countries in the continent and outside, but to also look at huge economic infrastructure projects. It is a measure of two agencies, what used to be known as the Gauteng Economic Development Agency, JEDA, and what is known as Blue AQ previously. It's a fairly new agency, and it's an agency of the Gauteng provincial government.
The All Africa Business Leaders Awards is relevant to the work that we do as GGDA, primarily because the new term of government has spelled out the focus areas, which is called the transformation, modernization, and reindustrialization of Gauteng. And key to that, in the reindustrialization part, there is a focus on reindustrializing Africa. Well, the Lifetime Achievement category, it's a category we chose to sponsor because that is about sustainability, that is about long-term vision, that is about entrepreneurs that are looking into growing into the future. And we're looking at that because our approach to the African continent is that the signs of growth in terms of global growth is that Africa is the place, and therefore achievers who plays in the role of the space of Africa are the ones that we would like to partner with, so that we can show that our reindustrialization program of growing the economy of Africa relates with a business that is doing well in the continent.
Let's see what the judges were looking for in the category of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
I think an individual in that category effectively has been in business for a long time, has been very successful, but also he or she has actually been a really great role model as well, but also an aspiration for youngsters out there. He or she has to be very successful in their respective careers, but has now got to the point where they are either a non-executive chairman or chair lady, and really is someone that everyone looks up to in terms of their success, and therefore they are recognized as a lifetime achiever.
Please welcome on stage founder and vice chairman of the ABN Group, Mr. Rakesh Wahi, Honorable Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Councillor Parks Tau, and Siphiwe Ngwenya, Group CEO of the GGDA, to present this rare accolade to the notable winner in Southern Africa.
Doing a Lifetime Achievement Award, I thought I should wear this shirt of Madiba because he's the only lifetime achiever that we always look forward to. And the winner of the 2015 Lifetime Achiever Award, Southern Africa, Christo Vese of Shoprite.
Retail titan Christo Visa, a driver of Southern African retail. From humble beginnings, he went on to become one of South Africa's wealthiest businessmen. From 8 Shoprite stores in Cape Town to a presence across 15 countries with more than 2,000 stores generating billions. This is but one of Christo Visa's bold achievements over the course of a lifetime. His immense contribution to his country, the region, and the greater African territory earns him the 2015 All African Business Leaders Awards, lifetime achievement recognition for Southern Africa.
Well, what motivated me and my family is we are very proud South Africans. We believe we live in the most wonderful country in the world. We have a wonderful constitution. And in the preamble to the Constitution, it is stated that this country belongs to all who live in it. I will certainly do everything I can to persuade not only the businesses that I'm involved in, but also other businesses, other institutions, other organizations, and individuals to step up and help.
Unfortunately, Dr. Visa is unable to join us tonight, but please could I call up Mr. David Newton to accept his award on his behalf.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Newton. I've worked somewhat closely with Christo for 25 years, and it's been my privilege to do so. Now, I'm more than privileged, I'm honored to be asked to accept this award on his behalf. I hope you will understand that I'm reading the speech for him. In other words, he wrote it. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, and honorable guests, first of all, I would like to express my sincere appreciation for this humbling award. It may be trite to say, but I'm accepting it on behalf of almost 300,000 colleagues in our group. Secondly, I wish to convey my congratulations to the other honorees. They are clearly all highly deserving. Finally, please accept my apologies for unfortunately not being able to be here in person to receive this award. Our group is proudly African and South African. By giving the recognition to African business leaders through these awards, an invaluable contribution is made in this regard. Once again, my sincere thanks and appreciation for including me in this illustrious group. And if I could just finish by saying one thing which I think relates very much to Dr. Visa. It's a 4th century BC Roman historian, Pliny, said, ex Africa semper aliquid novi. There is always something new from Africa. That typifies Christo.
we need real leadership, and this is one of the means to try and encourage them to really be steadfast in doing it.
I think it's important that we promote entrepreneurship in the country and we create a broad base of entrepreneurs that will enable us to deal with our jobs challenges, but also contribute towards economic prosperity and growth in our country.